This is the brand new Bezgar HP141S. Now you may be looking at this thinking, hang on a minute, this isn't new, because we've already seen an RC car this year which looks identical to this. And if you've already guessed it, you are 100% correct. This thing is basically just another copy of the fantastic MJX Hyper Go. And that is a good thing, because the MJX version is known for being the best cheap RC car of the year. Not only is it super tough and durable, but it's also quick out the box on 3S. Now the MJX version actually looks like a mini Armour Creighton. And a lot of my friends are huge Armour fans, and here's what they have to say about it. Simon, you're an Armour fanboy, mate. What do you make of that?
I think it's really cool. It's quite impressive.
It does look a lot like yours, doesn't it?
It does.
Now we have seen a lot of new RC releases this year, but everything seems to be struggling to compete with these mini truggies, as they just offer so much for the money. So Bezgar have been kind enough to send me their new version. It's pretty much identical to the Hyper Go, but they have made some changes. And the first noticeable change is obviously the body shell. This one will be available in 2 different colours. This one also has the upgraded CVDs both on the front and the rear. And on the early MJX versions, some people were having problems with the drive shafts. Thankfully, this one is fully upgraded, so you won't have any issues with this. And on the MJX version, they also upgraded them on that. So you may be thinking, why am I reviewing this car again if I've already done a full-length review of the MJX Hyper Go version? Well, the easy answer is these things are so good, I really couldn't resist getting one of these out once again. And the one I did have, I actually gave away at the end of that video. You like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You might as well keep it then. No, honestly, go on, it's yours, mate.
No, it's yours. No.
No, there you go.
Thank you so much, Uncle.
You're more than welcome, mate.
Thank you so much.
All right.
You sure?
So this is the perfect excuse to get one of these back out and to remind ourselves just how good these are. So pretty much everything in the box is exactly the same as the MJX version. Here we have our MJX style transmitter. In the 2 bags here we have our paddle tyres. We have an optional set of springs, a USB charger, a screwdriver and a cross wrench. This one also comes with a wheelie bar, which I will be fitting. We have some spare suspension arms, and it's always best to be safe when charging lipos. Now battery wise, this one actually comes with a 2000 mAh 3S, and I do believe this was optional on the MJX versions. Finally, we have a very in-depth black and white manual, and it's always nice to see exploded diagrams and all the parts listed at the back. So under the body with this one, like I said earlier, everything is pretty much exactly the same as the Hyper Go, and if you missed that video, here's a quick look at the chassis features. So let's take a look under the body then. Now we've got a waterproof receiver box, oil-filled adjustable shocks, there's the front CVDs, and look at the back, we have an upgrade. Now they've upgraded the drive shafts on the version 2, as you can see here. Before, the CVDs were coming apart and that was causing issues. A metal centre drive shaft, ball bearings throughout, metal diffs, a metal centre brace, adjustable turnbuckles. Now electronics wise, this thing is running a 2852 brushless motor with a fan and heatsink, a 45 amp 2S and 3S ready ESC, and a 2.2 kilogram steering servo. So quick LED light test then. Now if we click the channel 3 button in, they're really cool, they're also really bright. Yeah, that looks really cool. Now, of course, they have upgraded the drive shafts on this, both on the front and the rear, like I said earlier, and that's really good to see. And now I think this thing is going to be bulletproof. So how fast does this actually go then? Well, again, it's pointless doing another speed test because I've already done it with the MJX one. So I'll just stick the 2S speed run on the screen now. First up, let's see what you can achieve on 2S. So let's hit start on the GPS. Let's see what we can achieve. Now, fairly good traction from those tyres. What are we going to see from this? I think we're going to see 35 plus. It certainly feels quicker than the Rock Racer. The 14209, I think it is. The one I featured a couple of weeks ago, that thing is insane. I think this one is probably the better looking version. This one looks like a mini Creighton. And the red and black looks so good, like I said earlier. Right, we'll do a couple more passes, then we'll bring it back and see what we got. What an epic little truck. And I've said it before, these things are so affordable. The performance that you're getting for the money is just insane. Right, let's bring it back. I'm hoping we've got 35 plus. Okay, so we're going to hit stop and read 33. That isn't too bad at all. That was a pretty decent speed, and here is the 3S speed test. Right, so this is on 3S at the moment. Now I managed to achieve 40 with the Rock Racer. What are we going to see with this? I think we're going to see 45 plus because this feels really quick. It definitely feels quicker than the Rock Racer. Right, let's bring it back, let's see what we got. So we're going to hit stop and read 47 miles per hour. That is insane. So this thing can do 47 miles per hour on 3S, which is insane for such a small little truck. Right, so here we go, first off-road test of the new Bezgar. Now I already know these trucks handle really well. It is a little bit wet today, as you can see, but it's still doing a pretty good job. Now when I say a little bit wet, actually the rain is really coming down now. Unfortunately, I have to try and record my videos whenever I get a chance. So even though today is not the perfect conditions, we still have to try and make do. And it's actually a good test to see if this little truck can actually handle weather like this. Now this thing actually has splash-proof electronics, but you certainly don't want to be submerging it. Now I just love how these little trucks handle. They're one of the best handling cheap RC cars around. Now that said, the Armour Grom that I took out a little while ago, I think that actually handled a little bit better. And I'm actually in the process of doing a brushless conversion on that, because when you get that thing out the box, it is painfully slow. If you're in the UK, you can actually get a full range of spares for the MJX Hyper Go and for this little Bezgar. And that is because a company called Serious RC, which up until recently I had no idea they even existed, actually stock all the parts for MJX vehicles. Now if you want to check those guys out, I will leave a link down below so you can head over to their website. Not only do they do spares, but they also list all of the MJX cars as well. So back to this truck then, and there isn't really anything more I can say about it, because again, it's identical to the MJX version. Now performance wise, this thing does feel really good on 3S. It's nice and punchy and there's plenty of power there, and this is all the power you're ever really gonna need. And don't worry if you're just starting out, because on the controller you can actually go down to 75% power if 100% is too much, or just fit a 2S pack, which will calm things down a bit. So there we go then guys, that was the best cheap RC car of the year. Now it is nice to see some changes on the Bezgar version, like the upgraded drive shafts and the alternative body shells. It just means that there's even more options for people to pick. Now I do believe the Bezgar version is due for release on the 21st of December, and as soon as links are available, I will leave them down in the description. So let me know in the comments section what you make of this new truck. There's no denying this or the MJX is still the best cheap RC car of the year. You just get so much in the box, so much performance, and so much speed. And out of all the RC cars that have come out this year, nothing seems to top this thing. Cheers for watching, see you on the next one. Take care. Now if you enjoyed today's video and you want to check out the MJX version, click on the top video now, or click on the bottom video to check out something else really cool.